Hello everybody again, it's me, Slamtail. Right, so I'm going to show you a little bit more of behind the scenes stuff here, but this is a comparison this time. I'm going to show you why, well, I'm going to explain why and show you what differences there are between my remake of ACDC and the original. I don't think I've ever played a real ACDC. I don't think I have. I've played many pinball games in my time, but I don't think I've come across an ACDC in the wild. So my original remake was based on photographs and YouTube videos, and then I played the Pinball arcade version a few years later. So I'll tell you what, let's just get the game going, just so I can start. All right, take it easy. All right, let's just put a coin in and start the game. So I'll select shoot the throw.
Welcome to hell in a box.
And then stop the music. Right, to get around the YouTube thing, what you have to do is you just have to make the music really low in the background and then ramp up all the mechanical sounds, and that gets the video through the YouTube check. Right, so first of all, you'll see that the artwork has changed, because on the original, I didn't really much like this guy's face right in the middle of the playfield. This was before the LE. The LE added the little under the playfield, sort of mini playfield. So I put this guy on the slingshot. I still like that picture, but it's not worthy of right there in the middle. So I thought, what can I put in the middle? So I went with a devil woman. She's supposed to be like, maybe it's Lucy, but I originally thought, well, I'll put a sexy devil woman in there. So she's got the horns on the head, look, and she's got the tattoo there on her thigh. And what she does is she comes into play when you hit the bumpers a certain number of times. It starts, she's got you by the balls, and then there's a magnet there. It says magnetron, but I'll get into that in a little bit. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'll just show you the different things that I've done to this game that don't exist on the real machine. So first of all, you'll notice that there's two spinners. There's a spinner on the left and there's a spinner on the right. Now, whenever you've got a game like this, it's a typical Steve Ritchie game where you've got loops on the left and you've got loops on the right. It's always best to have a spinner on each one. I mean, there's no point just having one spinner. If you've got two loops, you put a spinner on each side. So there's an extra spinner there now, which comes into play mainly during War Machine, which uses the flippers. So it gives you an opportunity to sort of really play through that mode with much more efficiency rather than focusing on a single shot. You've now got two shots. Other things as well is I have added, obviously, got rid of the plastic ramps and replaced them with wire forms, or powder coated wire forms, which looks so much better, including this cross ramp here in the center, which is just two rails, which allows for transparency so you can see all the way through. The other one has a big chunk of metal which kind of obscures a little bit. These things here on the side have been tilted slightly, and I've added a bulb which says cannon ready. The idea of those is when the cannon ready is lit, it tells the player that the ball will be diverted. So when that one's lit, it will be diverted along this ramp and be loaded into the cannon. And when this one is lit, the ball will be diverted and loaded into the cannon here. I just felt that when I was playing the game, I didn't know when the ball was going to be diverted. So this has got a very easy reference, so you know when the ball is going to be diverted. Another major change are these little holes that I put into the ramps. So these now shine through little, I suppose you call them laser cut, but it's laser cut into plastic, which is much more dynamic with a little slash thing there. We've got these, what I call stage lights on both sides, which add to sort of the live atmosphere of the game. The whole purpose of the game now is that you're kind of in a live show, really. And this is what I did in 2014. I thought, I don't really like studio songs in a music pen. I prefer the audience participation, because you've got the crowd cheering and you've even got the crowd singing along to certain songs. So that's what those stage lights are for. And I actually took them from Polygame's World Tour game. He created a game called World Tour, and that's what they're from. So I'll give him credit for that. I think that bell is produced by ROM, and that plastic there is produced by ROM. So credit given there as well. That is just me making that up with some simple textures on the side. And again, a couple of flat primitives, so that's quite an easy model to make. So, what else have I done? Let's just press some buttons. Okay, so the back wall there is a video player. There you go. So that's a really cool feature of Future Pinball, is you can completely play anything you want on the back wall there. In this case, I've got a flame and a fire thing, which is really good for this game. You can put lightning in there. You can put there's another one as well. Let's have a look. You've got stage lights. Now I use the stage lights in my other table, which was Club Classics, but they're pretty effective on this table, especially when you combine them with the actual physical stage lights that are present in the game. So this adds to the atmosphere of the live show kind of thing going on. What else we got? Oh, we got the LCD as well. There's an LCD in the game, which is great for adding clips. You know, any kind of clips I want, stage performance clips, just general sort of maybe clips from the music videos. I don't know, you can put anything you want up there. And also there's a whole bunch of custom animations as well. There's 3 sets of drop targets now. There's the ACDC targets that we all know. There's the TNT targets that we all know. But the rock targets are now drop targets. They were stand-up targets before. So this is great. So you've got 3 sets of drop targets. And as you know, that when you drop targets, there is a rubber band behind. And what that does is it adds to the lateral movement in the game. So when these drops are down and those drops are down, you've got more bounce side to side because there's 2 rubbers there that the ball is hitting. So 3 drop targets has added to the excitement of the game. What else we got here? Let's press another button, shall we? Oh yeah, these are individually programmed drop targets as well. They don't go down as a single bank. You can program them individually, so you can have them roving like this. So I got ACDC like that. I can have them all roving from one side to the other and then back again if I wanted to. So they're all individually programmed. You can't do that in the real world. Well, you can, but it's very expensive, so they won't ever do it. They just have them on a single solenoid, so they all come up in one go. But that's a roving target, which is very useful when you are loading the cannon. So they rove. Instead of the lights sort of moving up and down, you can actually go for the target that moves up and down, which is very exciting, I think. What else we got? We got the bell, obviously, the animated bell, which has a little tinkle when it feels like it. Now that is highlighted with a spotter here, a spot lamp. Now these spot lamps actually do cast a proper spotlight. In the early days of Future Pinball, they were just decorations, but these things actually do now create a spotlight. There's one there, and there's one here as well, which is pointing at the TNT detonator, which has an animated handle. So it goes down, it goes up. I was going to have the box open up like explode, but I didn't think it was necessary. So what I did there is just added a little bulb on the front. So when the TNT targets are down, detonator is exposed, that light will flash, telling the player that the detonator is ready. So you can only set off the bomb when all 3 TNT targets are down. And if you hit the detonator before knocking all 3 of the TNT targets down, the TNT targets will reset. Another exciting thing as well is when this full bank is up, this ACDC bank is up, if you hit the slash in the middle there first, that's the first target you hit, the whole bank drops. So you get the credit for the whole bank if you hit the slash first. That's a new part of the rule. What else we got? Shall I press another button? Oh yeah, so another feature here is the magnetron, as I was saying earlier. So the magnetron comes into play when the bumpers are hit. A certain number of times the ball will drop out of the bumper lane and it will hit over this magnet, and for a short period of time the ball is held and then it's released. And then what the player has to do is the player has to hit the ball over the magnet to get a power surge. A power surge is a big surge of points. And it only lasts for about 15 seconds, the whole mode, before it resets. So it's an additional feature, and I do love Playfield magnets. They add a little bit of excitement and randomness to the game. And obviously, if you wanted to as well, you could change the back glass to anything you want. So that's the Pro, that's the Premium, or whatever. This is the difference between $12,000 and $6,000. There you go. And also I've added stuff in the game room as well, including this artwork here, which is some random women with large boobies, of course. and the whole thing is wrapped up in an LCD. So I just thought ACDC needed a bit of sex appeal. And the songs have changed as well. I've added Shoot to Thrill, which doesn't appear on the original game. There's also Who Made Who. There's Ball Breaker and Got You by the Balls. And I'll probably add more as well. I mean, I can add as many as I want. It's unlimited. And we've got some lovely sidewall artwork here as well, which lights up with the lightning. So there's quite a considerable amount of work that's gone into this. But the main difference between this and the original is the code. I've completely rewritten the code. I've just gone through the whole game, and everywhere that I can find a place to make the game more exciting, I've made a change. So the rules now are that you choose a song from the beginning, and then you have an objective to complete. For instance, if you select TNT, you have to knock down the TNT targets and then detonate the explosive. And you have to do that 3 times. And each time you detonate the explosive, it lights all these arrows for the song Jackpot. But you have to complete the objective before the jukebox will light again to choose the next song. And like I did in my previous game, Clubland Classics, the party play game, the song itself is a timer. So you have to complete that objective before the song finishes playing. Once the song finishes playing, the game is over, regardless of how many balls you've got left. So each song is a timer. And some of the objectives are quite tricky. Hell's Bells has hit the bell a certain number of times, so that one's quite easy. Thunderstruck is you have to hit these 3 lights in sequence to create a thunderbolt, and you have to do that 3 times. So that's quite a tricky one, is that? So if you want a real challenge, go for the real tricky ones or the short songs where you've got a limited amount of time. So that makes this thing way more exciting than the original rules, which was just all about scoring points. And that's the way that Stern write their rules. They write their rules focusing on points, big scoring point opportunities for tournament players and people that actually give a shit about high scores. I don't. I give a shit about having fun. So I changed their rules to make the game way more fun. Because, I wouldn't play it otherwise. I just get bored. So the inserts are pretty much all the same. I have changed the artwork, as you can see. Put lightning bolts down the bottom here. And this is the band members in fire. And there's a light underneath in the apron there, which kind of mimics fire at some times. Put my name on it there. Remade by Slam Tilt. I've done remade the apron as well. Oh, there's a power thing here as well. The player can select the power, or they can hit this button and create a power shot. A power shot will send the ball all the way up here into this saucer, and it will be fired all the way back out again to this right flipper for the super skill shot. Or they can launch it manually and try and drop the ball in the flashing lane. That's called a skill launch, not a skill shot, skill launch. If they launch it with too much power manually and it hits this, then it's just ejected back out into the bumper area and the skill shot is off. There's a whole lot of other things going on in the script as well. So, it's an incredible gaming experience. It might not be the best looking game in the world. It's not about looks, okay? It's all about personality. And that's the biggest thing when you're playing a pinball game. It's all about the rules. The rules are king. Always have been, always will be. You can have a simple game, but if it's got killer rules, you'll just keep coming back to it over and over again. Or you can have a beautiful looking game with the best artwork and the best layout, but if the code is crap, you won't play it. So you've got to have the best code. I mean, that's what these games are all about. That's why I step up to these things. It's why I play them continuously. It's all about the code. So that's it. That's the difference between my remake and the original machine. And, this is... I forgot about this as well. We all know about the VIP button, but when the jukebox is ready, you don't have to hit it into the jukebox saucer anymore. If you have a VIP ticket, you can just hit that and it will automatically change the song to the next song on the list, which again saves a little bit of time. Considering that the song is the timer, you really want to hit that as soon as it becomes available. Otherwise, the song could play out and you could lose the game. All right, I think that's everything. If I think of anything else, I'll post another video. Of course I will. All right, as always, Toodles!